Good morning students, welcome back to today's class. Today we are going to see that accountancy chapter 5 of accounting ratios. So in this class we are going to start with that accounting ratios. In previous class, this is video number 1. So in this class or here we are going to discuss about ratio analysis. Just before we start from that the financial statement itself. In the financial statement of a company, we have seen that end result. What are the end result of that accounting or financial statement of a company? What are the, please say, what are that financial statement of a company? Please say fast. Yeah, profit and loss account, balance sheet, cash flow statement, directors report, auditors report, this all come and notes to account. This all come as the financial statement of a company. So when we have seen that so many users are there. In last class also we discussed about those all things. See, by seeing that financial statement, especially that balance sheet or that one important thing or important of that financial statement we learn as that balance sheet and profit and loss. By seeing this, how one can take decisions. This is not doing for fun things, no. For time pass we are not doing that. No, some aim is there. We already learned that or discussed that. And how one can take decision by seeing this or what they can do with that statement of profit and loss account and the balance sheet. Please say, what is your opinion? They will come to know about the position of the company and the profit of that too is correct, but is it enough? That means only we need to know that profit or loss or and financial position. For some cases it may be enough. Is that the complete aim? For example, if those who wanted to invest in that company, by seeing only that profit or loss, is that they satisfied? Or for example, if somebody is like creditors, if they wanted to increase or decrease their credit to one business, how they are taking decision? That means by seeing directly that profit and loss account and balance sheet, is that possible? About that creditors, nothing is mentioned. Maybe that creditors will be given in the liability side. Is that a huge amount or small amount? See that financial statement, we have seen that is end result. But in the definition, you also learned that further analysis is possible on that. Further analysis is possible on that balance sheet or that whatever we summarize it. We summarize it. We brought that collected data in the form of that profit and loss account and balance sheet. But also in the definition we learned, that means in class 11 first lesson, the definition we had seen that further analysis is possible on that collected or that summarized data. With that result only we can take some decision. You understand now? That is not only that very important that financial position and profit or loss. But apart from that, there are so many things to understand. That in order to understand that we need to analyze that statement of profit and loss account and balance sheet. For example, if one firm want to give credit to the business, or one firm to another firm. If they wanted to, if especially they are supplying goods, they wanted to see that how their ability to pay back that creditors amount. In that time only they will allow that credit. Otherwise they will not extend that credit. They will ask that money at the same time. Clear now? So this type of analysis is possible, or over that the financial statement, so many analyses are taken place, and the result, based on that result, some decisions are taken. You understand now? That means if you made that up to profit and loss account and balance sheet, that is not completed. In case of accounting, you know that the managers are there. They arrange these all things. Then after doing that, the financial statement of the company, that means the balance sheet and for example balance sheet and profit and loss account. The manager is sitting like this. Okay, my work is completed. Profit is this much, and balance sheet asset and liability is this much. Finish. No, they wanted to see that how much they can increase the profit. Like that, so many things they wanted to, and what are the changes they need to make. All things is depend on this, from these figures. For that they will bring it for that further detailed analysis. That means you know that if one patient is going to doctor, first he will make some checkup now. After that some prescription, maybe some tests. After that he will check that details. No, you understand now? That first time if you are going to doctor, that is not sufficient. Maybe in some cases. The same way, if we have that profit and loss account and balance sheet, that is not sufficient. Again, according to our necessary, that means we are studying, we are analyzing for our necessary. That is, this is just one way only. From that way, we have to take decision. To take decision, we wanted to study more things. That study is possible to this ratio analysis. You clear now? You understand now? To analyze that, some common techniques are using. That technicals are that statement of analysis are comparative statement, common size statement, trend analysis, accounting ratios, and cash flow analysis. You can see that for in order to analyze or in order to study, here we can use different tools. The tools are this comparative and common size analysis, statement, common size statement, and trend analysis, accounting ratio analysis. That accounting ratio analysis now we are learning, and in the coming chapter that common size and comparative size statement we will analyze, and in the last lesson cash flow also we will learn. Okay, so these are some tools through which we are analyzing. That means you know that when going to that doctor, you know that MRI scan, so many scans, and according to that many procedure tests are there. The same way, in order to find out that the sickness or that illness, doctor is using different techniques, means support of that machines, maybe test like that. Here we are also using some tools or techniques that are known as that among that one is that accounting ratio. Some other also we will learn, that common size and comparative size that we will learn, and cash flow statement we will see. Also trend analysis in this year we are not seeing. Okay. And with this statement, we are going to see that statement for assessing the solvency, efficiency, and profitability of the enterprise. Mainly, we can find that we can divide in that like this category: solvency. That means how much the firm can solve the things. That means financial matters and all. Solvency, efficiency. That firm's efficiency. This also we are analyzing. That for the analyzing we need to that statement of profit and loss account and balance sheet. And next is that profitability. That means profit we can see from there, but profitability, how much can increase or what is the reason to be less, and all those things we can understand or study. According to that, the interested party can take decision. You understand now? So now meaning of first here in this lesson, among this we are going to see about that accounting ratio. There are so many techniques in order to analyze that the financial statement. There are so many techniques, and with these techniques or tools we are analyzing or we are finding out that the solvency, efficiency, profitability of that the business. Clear now? Why we are using these accounting tools? To find out that the solvency, profitability or efficiency of the firm. And to do this we are using some tools, that is comparative statement analysis, common state analysis, trend analysis, ratio analysis, cash flow statement. These things we are using. Clear now? And among here we go to the accounting ratio. So what is accounting ratio? We can see that this is one of the important tools for financial statement analysis. A ratio is a mathematical number calculated as a reference to relationship of two or more numbers and can be expressed as fraction, proportion, percentage, and number of time. So see here what is ratios, accounting ratio. Means this is a tool. Just before we said that many tools are there. Among that one of the tool is that accounting ratio. This accounting ratio means this we are learning or using as a mathematical tools. This is actually not part of accounting. We borrowed from that mathematics. Actually our accounting is almost come up to that statement of profit and loss and balance sheet. Then we are using that mathematical tool. But cash flow is not a mathematical tool. Okay, cash flow statement when we study, that is not a mathematical tool. But this accounting ratio or ratios are mathematical tool. Clear now? With this we are finding out the relationship between people. Okay, two or more items. Clear now? Two or more items relationship we are finding out. And that what we got the result we can express in the form of like this. What are the forms we can express that? Yeah, fraction, proportion, percentage, or number of time. In this way we can express that relation. What is the relation? Okay, this is number of time. This much time it is more, or number of this much time it is less, or this much percentage. Or ratio we are showing that 1:2 ratio or 1:1, like that. In that, if 1:1 means it is equal, we come to know that. Clear no? In this way, or fraction, okay, 1/4, like that we can show that result in different way. But one thing is important, that when we are applying this mathematical tool, that means a ratio analysis in accounting, we have to think about that the need. That means which are the value we take, we consider for this analyze must have some relation. For example, if we are taking that the ratios of we have that asset, fixed asset of 50,000 rupees. and our credit is 50,000. From this, we are taking the ratios, we get that 1:1. But here we cannot find any relation. Our fixed asset and our creditors, there is no relation. Meaningful relation is not there. But when we are using this mathematical tool in our accounting, we are getting something which is having some relation. Okay, you understand now? See here, the main objectives of that ratio analysis. Ratio analysis is the technique which involves that regrouping of data by application of arithmetical relationship. Though it is interpretation is a complex matter. So from here you can see that we are rearranging the things. Even though it is a complex things, that means when we rearrange, we take a few values from here and there, and that means sometimes maybe from balance sheet, sometimes from that profit and loss account, and we find its relation, and with the related things only we are taking, and after that we analyze it. So it may be a complex process. With this we are aiming for something that we can see that one is that to know the areas of the business which need more attention. One aim is that if some particular area, if we wanted to give more care, attention, so to find out that one aim is that or object is that. Next is that potential areas. So for our result, we need to find out that potential area. Potential area means in which until this time we are not using this. But if we once we find out and okay, we understood that this area is not used, we can make it for use. Then our profit can be increased in this. For the effect of or effective running of the business, we need to find out that the potential areas. Next is that we can find out that profitability, liquidity and solvency or efficiency of the firm. So by using this ratio analysis, we can find out that the solvency level, efficiency level or that profitability level of the business, and at the same time management. Next is that in order to check that the industries, performance of the industry, this accounting ratio can be used as for that best industry standards. That means in order to check that industry, the standard of the level of that industry, how much compared to, even we can compare this with the other businesses or in the same industry with the other, you can compare that one school with the other school when your result is coming. No? Like that, that is very simple process. There will be no need of using much anything. But here you can see that there are certain many things we need to consider. That not here result means it is coming under that a common board is publishing. For example, in CBSE, one CBSE school with another CBSE school, comparison is very easy. You understand now? But this financial statement we cannot compare like this. For that comparison, we are bringing this in these ratios or like that form. We are bringing how much percentage or what is that ratios. It's in this way we are bringing here. You understand now? So using as a industry standard, best industry standard, accounting ratio can be used as a best industry. In this way we can measure that one industry to another industry. And another is that giving projections and estimates for the future. That means for the future plans we can estimate or we can arrange with this ratios. If we are using that ratio analysis, by using that ratio analysis we go okay here something is this in this level, and in the coming time if we are focusing some more here, then we can increase profit or we can reduce our expenses. Like this we can take that future decisions over that accounting ratios. Next we can see that advantages of ratio analysis, almost matching. One important thing is that understanding of the efficiency. So in detail it is given here. We can see that help to understand that the efficiency of the decision. So advantages of that ratio analysis. Advantages of that ratio analysis is that with this or this help to understand that efficiency of the decision. Whatever this decision, according to that only we got the result. So when we are analyzing this financial statement, that means the profit and loss account and balance sheet, from here we can understand that our decisions efficiency. Clear now? That means mainly that operating, investing and financial decision. In a form, before we are saying that revenue from operation, means in which is our main trade or main revenue is coming out from what? That is our operation activity. And investing activities that we are investing on land, machine or like that things. Financing activities that we take loan, shares, debentures, like that things. This detail you will about these three things that operating, financing or investing we will study in that cash flow statement. There we need to study that. So you understand this much. With the ratio analysis we are going to see that the efficiency of that decision we take, especially on that the operating, investing and financing activities. Next we can see that simplify complex figures and establish relationship. Another advantages of that ratio analysis is that even that the complex things, more number we will bring into this much ratios, or we will bring into this much percentage or number of times, like that we can bring into small numbers. Also showing that the relation and how it is related to or compared to the other one. You understand now? So from here we can understand that the managerial efficiency, firms credit worthiness, earning capacity, etc. So with this analysis we can understand something like this. Next is that helpful in comparative analysis. That means we can with this we can compare that the trend visible or in the market, how we need to move in order to lead our company in the market. What are the changes we need to bring? For that we can depend on that accounting ratios. Next we can see that identification of problem areas. Wherever is that problems or wherever if we are focusing or giving more care, we get the good result. So that we can find out that problematic area and we can solve that. Next is that enables sort. Sort you already learned now. What is that sort? Yes, strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. So this SWOT analysis is possible through that ratio analysis. Okay, you already studied in business studies now. That is very important now. SWOT analysis is very important. Next is that various comparison. That means by using that ratio analysis, we can make that different analysis. That means in profit and loss item, some item we can analyze that gross liquidity ratio, solvency ratio, like that many things we can find out its ratios, or we can compare that. That all detail we will you will understand while solving that the numerical. Next we can see that the limitation of ratio analysis. Limitation of ratio analysis. That limitation we can find divide as a two limitation. One is that limitation of accounting data or that collected data itself, and another is that limitation of ratio analysis. You understand now? Both is affecting that accounting ratio. You got it clear now? Two type of limitations may affect. One is that limitation of our financial statement. That means we already learned that. And another is that some limitation is for ratios also. Both is affecting here. We can see that first one is that accounting related, accounting financial statement related limitations. That we already discussed it. Even though once again we can see that limitation of accounting data. We know that it is historical, it is expressing in that all limitation. Understand now? Limitation of accounting data. We know that this data we collected historical. Based on that we are going to find out that current things. Then according to that it is a limitation. That means according to that it will affect our result. 1 year back means 1 year back means if you are in 11th class. See, with that nobody can judge you now, no? What you were in the 11th class and what you are here in 12th class, it is 1 year gap or 12 months gap is there. According to that, nobody can judge you. So many changes are taken place. Clear now? You understand now? The same way here in accounting also, the recorded facts are there. With that we are going to take that current result. So this will affect, or it is a limitation. Next is that ignore price level changes. We know that from the beginning of the year and end of the year, in many things price. If you are examining your market, if you are analyzing in your market, maybe some season, something. Last year we had seen, I think last year or before that means that onion price is reached too much, no? So like that price changes are taken place. Maybe in a year itself or in the beginning of the year and end of the year, price level changes may be taken. This is, we already collected that data. According to that, our data is not changing. So what we collected based on that. This is also limitation of accounting that will reflect in this ratio analysis also. Next is that ignore quantitative or non-monetary actions. You already know that in accounting. This is also accounting limitation only. That means in accounting we are not considering all other things, qualitative things or non-monetary items. We consider which we can measure with money, and in terms of money itself we are recording. So that is also limitation. You understand now? I no need of explaining much about that. Next is that variation in accounting practices. We know that for accounting, even though some system is there, but in every aspect we cannot say that. For example, if we are finding out that the depreciation and all, different companies can use different methods. Like that, not only in depreciation, as example only I said, in many aspects that a company can take their own measures their own tools, they can select that their own method. That accounting standards or accounting rules that generally accepted accounting principles are also not saying anything against that. Within that itself we can use that different method. So according to that a different result will be given. So we cannot easily compare with that of another. So we can compare, but even though that much problem, so we will not get a exactly 100% correct answer. We cannot expect. Next is that forecasting. See, we are doing some further studies or forecasting we are doing on the basis of historical data. We are not using the current data. Whatever we collected, over that we are making some analysis. It will surely affect. As I said that 1 year back and at present. For example, if maybe because of some reason you are unable to attend the classes in 11th class and your result is very poor. You imagine that. But apart from that, when you come to class 12, you yourself take up the decision. Okay, in 11th class it is happened. In 12th class, the mark will be reflected in the board mark is coming. That means that is as a certificate. It will be valid for your throughout the life. So you took decision. You wanted to get good mark. So easily you can get mark. You understand now? So you are putting effort, you can easily get mark. So, but here you see that our decisions are, accounting decisions are not like this. 1 year back, how it was? It was very poor. Then our decision is that, or future planning is that this will be poor. Keep based on that. You understand now? So that forecasting may not be show that clear picture. Now we can see that the limitation of ratios. What that both are while applying that the ratio analysis, limitation of ratio analysis is that in that we divided that two part. One is that limitation of accounting information or statement of profit and loss and balance sheet. It is already affected with some limitation. That will also affect that ratio analysis, and ratio analysis itself is having some limitation that we can see now. That are like this, means not the end. So here ratio analysis means this is also just one way only. It is not saying that as a end thing. It is showing that this is in this relation. So we need to understand, or we need to come to point if this ratio is good or not. You understand now? One thing is that, and another is that lack of ability to resolve the problems. Identify the problem with the ratios. We can identify the problem, but we cannot solve that problem with the ratios. You understand now? We cannot apply that ratios to solve the problem. We can identify the problem. We come to know that the problems are there. But for example, if in your house pipe is leak, we can identify that pipe leakage is there. But we are unable to solve that. The same situation is here. With the ratios, we can identify the problem, but that problem cannot be solved. Immediately what you will do? You will call the plumber. He will come and repair that pipe. You understand now? The same way, here also we cannot solve the things. Next is that lack of universally accepted standard level. Here, different standards we are using. That means you say this 1:1. We cannot say this is good or not. And if in our area, if we consider this, okay, if it is coming as that, the result is coming as that 1:1, it is good. But it may be changed in that if Delhi, if we move to Delhi, that this is not, instead of that 1:2 is at the best. That means there is no standard. if we got that accounting ratio, in that ratios, just we are assuming only, there is not any common standard. And its definition is also not having a common standard. Next we can see that ratios based on unrelated figures. As I said earlier, whatever that the figures we are taking, that we need to find out as the related things. We get that the relation, as I said, that fixed asset and creditors. We will through ratio analysis we will get the ratios 1:1, but we have nothing to do with that. That means we need to find out that what things are related. Otherwise, we will get the result, but with that result we have no use. Okay, thank you. You tired?